Welcome to WICU. We're going to be going over just a couple of basics, especially for our new people. So what is FRX, you guys? It is the online exchange of foreign currencies worldwide. And the way it works is you can buy or sell in the market depending on the fluctuation, right? So it's not like stocks where you dollar cost average. The stock falls, you put in some, and then it goes back up, right? Essentially, that's not really how we do that here. We are able to buy and or sell depending on what the market is telling us. So let's talk about what is traded. Okay, you can trade currencies, right? So that's the US dollar, Canadian dollar, euro, Japanese yen. You can trade commodities, okay? So oil, gas, gold, silver, platinum, and cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP. Obviously, there's more to it, but those are just a couple of examples. So let's talk about our currencies here for a second. A lot of people aren't really used to seeing the abbreviations. So USD means US dollar, EUR means euro, GBP means Great British Pound, JPY is your Japanese yen, CAD is Canadian dollar, AUD Australian dollar, NZD New Zealand dollar, and CHF is your Swiss franc. So just make sure that you guys know that, because when you trade, your currencies do come in pairs. What does that mean? Let's look at our pairs. We have major currency pairs. So that is any pair, right? You pair two currencies, any pair that includes the US dollar. So here you see Euro USD, okay? Meaning you're comparing the euro to the US dollar, all right? So just keep that in mind. And then you have USD JPY. You're comparing the US dollar to the Japanese yen, right? GBP USD, USD CHF, USD CAD, okay? So on and so forth. Similar thing, you're comparing it to the US dollar, okay? Here you have what they call minor currency pairs. So that's anything that does not involve the US dollar. What does that mean, right? So Euro cross, okay? Let's talk a little bit about that. Euro cross. So that would be Euro GBP, right? Because that's obviously neither of those are the US dollar. What else? You could have GBP AUD, right? Because neither of those is the US dollar. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. It's super simple. Don't overthink it. Major currency pair, any pair that includes the US dollar. Your minor currency pairs are going to be your crosses. They do not have the US dollar. Okay. What else? So you heard me talk about commodities, right? So US oil, UK oil, gold, which a lot of the times you'll see as XAU USD, like on the periodic table, right? For chemistry, XAU means gold. So for gold, XAU USD, silver, XAG USD, okay? Those are the same things. Over here on the left-hand side, we're going to talk a little bit about indexes. So they do have to do with stocks, but does that mean you're buying the stock and then selling the stock off? No, that is not what that means. You're basically trading what they call a derivative, right? A broker will keep track of the price of that stock and you will buy or sell depending on the market condition. So you have JUR 30, which is also known as JUR 40 now, I believe, and which is DAX 30 or DAX 40. That will be affected by any Euro news, okay? You have US 30, which is your Dow Jones Industrial Average, okay? Obviously, that is on the New York Stock Exchange. That has to do with USD. You have NAS 100. It is also known as NASDAQ 100 or US Tech 100. It is also USD. SPX 500, your S&P 500 index, all right? That is also USD. You have UK 100. That is GBP, right? Your Great British Pound. You have EUSTX, which is also affected by the euro. And there's one more that we did not have here. There's JPN 225, okay? And that has to do with JPY. So those are your pairs, right? What you can trade and everything like that. One last thing we're going to be going over, you guys, is we're going to be going over, 1 second, we're going to be going over the pairs, okay? So you heard me say Euro USD, okay? When you have a pair, you have what they call base pair and a quote pair. All right, base pair and quote pair. Your base pair is always listed first. So here it would be euro, okay? And then your quote pair, what it's being quoted to in this case is USD, all right? Now, this is a super simple concept. This also helps with news, okay? So if you're looking at these, your base pair is euro and you're quoting it or comparing it to the US dollar. Let's say there is a major news release, okay, for the euro and it's positive. So this is telling you that euro USD, okay, is going to be buying, okay, let's do it this way, buying, because the news came out positive because it had to do with the euro. Okay. Or let's say there's news for USD, major news for USD, and it's negative. Let's make it red. Let's see. And it's negative. Well, overall, you guys, overall, you're going to be buying. Okay. Because this is based off of the euro compared to USD. So let's say the news for euro is good and the news for USD is bad. Because we're solely comparing the euro to USD, you're focusing on the euro in comparison to USD, euro is stronger, right? It had good news. You're going to be buying that pair. So this is going to help you understand that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to give you one more example. We're going to do one more example. So let's look at GBP CHF. Okay, base pair is GBP and you're quoting it to or comparing it to CHF. So let's say the news for GBP was bad. Okay, and CHF had news and it was good. Well, what does that mean for what your pair is doing? That means that this is going to be selling because you are looking at GBP in comparison to CHF. GBP is not doing so well, okay? CHF is. So what's going to happen is that pair will be selling. I hope that this broke it down a little bit for you. Thank you so much for joining me.